afternoon, homos and heteros. My name is Shannon and I am a straight woman concerned with social injustice and inequality in our world, but specifically with Fort Worth, Texas at this time. I felt compelled to share with you today why my fellow Tarrant County neighbors, proudly gay and straight loved ones, and I are absolutely livid with the way in which the TABC inspection was conducted at the Rainbow Lounge on June 28th. My best friend Freddie and I notified the Human Rights Campaign immediately of discovering this travesty. We realized we needed national attention, a serious, impartial, non-government funded investigation to unravel this twisted situation. I believe the police should be here to serve and protect, not persecute with fear. Woo. Yeah. Any human would feel threatened knowing how hostile the police were towards fellow human sisters and brothers. I am confused why 26-year-old Chad Gibson and 6 others were aggressively and brutally arrested by Fort Worth police officers for public intoxication. Newsflash, you're in a bar. Chad Gibson suffered from a fractured head injury, internal bleeding, and bruising. He was in the hospital for a whole week and was treated in the ICU for the majority of his stay. Compliments of the Fort Worth Police Department and TABC. Now, it seems to me that someone would have first had to get physical in some manner towards a police officer, but dozens of witnesses reported there was no probable cause for the need for force. Out of 35 witnesses, there was no reported groping towards police officers or TABC agents as initially stated. Many of these witnesses stone cold sober, mind you, so why did this happen? If you have seen pictures of this monstrosity, they are not pretty. And it is obvious these arrests were vicious and fueled with hate. Thank goodness for technology. These officers obviously were not very smart. I understand these TABC inspections occur routinely. And on June 28th, 11 other people were reported arrested at Rosedale Saloon and Cowboy Palace. But there was no violence reported in those arrests. Well, what about any other violent arrests? For the remaining 127,997 inspections conducted in the great state of Texas last year. Woo. So isn't the coincidence of this cruel and excessively forceful random raid occurring on the same day as the 40th anniversary of Stonewall Raid of 1969 a little mysterious? It certainly suggests these officers, agents, and sergeants are homophobic. Obviously nothing's changed in 40 years. I am really curious how this brand new gay establishment was randomly selected for inspection. Newsflash, it's 2009 and people are watching. And people are not stupid. And no matter what your beliefs or opinions may be, everybody should know for a fact that this kind of behavior is unethical, discriminatory, and inexcusable.
Working girl.
As everyone is warranted their opinions and religions, but also their sexual orientation and bodies. I should have a page flipper. I consider myself lucky to be enlightened with the importance of respecting every human being equally, including homosexuals. I am a proud activist, a part of the human rights and queer liberation movements. I'm an international graduate honor student at UTA, and I know our rights and our potential as a community, as a country, and as a globe. I think it's important for us to stand up together with our heads held high and our mouths boisterous. We need the world to hear our cries, because if we don't, we are essentially giving them permission to walk all over us and not pay the consequences for their inhumane choices. We cannot let our words dissipate or allow our hearts to fill with hate. Just hold yourself accountable for doing something to change this injustice. How? We must hold our officials accountable in the public eye. Don't forget this brutality and stay active. Every single one of us are entitled to our civil liberties. May I remind you all that one time, not too long ago, it was outlandish for women to vote, to consider freeing slaves, man walking on the moon, or even mention the possibility of the earth being round. What about the woman presidential candidate? Or a black president? Bottom line, Fort Worth Police Department and TABC need to understand their actions are not and will not be tolerated by the public. All guilty of violations must be severely disciplined and removed from their positions because this is unacceptable. On July 1st, TABC initiated an internal affairs investigation to establish the facts from the June 28th Rainbow Lounge raid and the critical head injury of patron Chad Gibson. About a month later, on August 6th, TABC internal report cited 19 clear policy violations. TABC agents and sergeant did not follow policy and procedures. And agents and sergeant did not have their supervisor approval to even visit the Rainbow Lounge and failed to report reasonable cause for inspection. To boot, there was no evidence for the need of excessive force. Sergeant Terry Parsons, recently retired, and the two agents, Christopher Aller and Jason Chapman, were fired last Friday from the TABC agency.
Woo!
On August 18th, Fort Worth Police Department released results of the ongoing internal investigation, and Chief Halstead apologized for offensive mistakes and comments and also revealed a flawed policy and commitment of better communication with the LGBT community. The public has still not been given a reason for the excessive force to patrons. Well, isn't that gracious? Attention, Fort Worth Police Department, we are waiting for answers. And we are watching you until December 28th.
Yeah.
Mayor Moncrief and Fort Worth City Council have recently been denied by the U.S. Attorney's Office for a refusal to conduct a separate investigation, but he would follow up with any violations of federal laws. We must be persistent and loud and research. Tell everybody. Unfortunately, change is not easy for many people. Well, guess what? We are the people, and we vote. And if we don't vote, we need to vote to make sure our political leaders we are placing into office are treating us the way we must be treated, protecting us the way we need to be protected, and so forth, as equal human sisters and brothers. This behavior is not and will not be tolerated. We the people demand the truth now, equality now, respect now, and safety now. We demand to be taken seriously.
Woo! Yeah.
This paradox of 2009 will soon pass, and this LGBT discrimination will be a thing of the past if we work hard towards this common goal. Homos, heteros, women and men, Democrats, Republicans, children and the elderly, hell, even Christians, atheists, the athletic, and the disabled. And every race on this earth deserves peace, equality, justice, love, and freedom. We, the minorities, have the right and potential to merge into the majority once and for all. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey! Yeah.
Hey, Shannon.